Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's going to have a blessed and successful and relaxing Saturday and get themselves prepared for Father's Day tomorrow. I was sitting here going through some paperwork that I needed to last week. If you go back through some of my videos from last week, I was going through stuff even back from when my son was in daycare. Like I said, he's 12 now. But those baby stages, when he was an infant, like I said, my fiance passed away and he was 13 months. I was still driving back and forth from the Rocky Mount area to Raleigh. I was still back and forth between this house up there, and then I would go stay at my mom's house sometimes because then I would come back on this end if my son if he was sick at daycare. Um, the infant stages at the daycare, I went back through the paperwork. Infants require more attention. That invoice that I showed y'all from 2017, he was 3 then, 3 or 4, yeah. So 3 or 4, so it was more. I spent 83.35 that year just on daycare fees. But when I went back and found the receipts and stuff, the invoice from when he was an infant, I spent $12,000 just on daycare fee from when he was an infant. The infants gotta have baby formula, any medicine they gotta have there, and diapers. I paid that out of my pockets as a single father. No voucher. See, that's what, and the lady at the daycare center, Miss Kelly, she was so nice to me because she noticed I was paying full price for daycare. So some weeks I would go there and I would tell her, I said, Miss Kelly, I have other bills I got to take care of because I still had at that time 3 or 4 cars I was paying insurance on. That's why I say cars are not really a asset; they're more of a liability. Because trying to keep insurance on those cars just in case if I went outside one morning and one didn't start, I was able to get into another one. Try to keep those running, keep the fuel in them, to go up and down the road, do the jobs I need to do, working my job, make sure my son had everything. A week, I think I was spending close to $1,300 a week when he was an infant because I was paying, daycare, healthcare, baby formula, diapers, clothes. I was taking him shopping every Friday because as an infant, he couldn't express himself to me. And his mother had just passed away when he was 13 months. He couldn't tell me how he felt. So all I wanted to do was just see him smile. So every Friday I would take him shopping, give him 3 or 4 outfits for the next week at daycare. Also, I would take him to get any toys that he wanted to. We would go to Target at White Oak Shopping Center in Garner. Go to Target, and then I fell in love. We would go to Walmart. Then I realized how early I can get into Walmart. So on Friday mornings, that would be the first thing we would do before I would take him to daycare. Those stages that he went through as a baby were the most memorable moments. And it helped me realize that, hey man, single mothers go through a lot. And I watched those women that would go to that daycare. I'm like, daggone, man, they got to do all this. Daggone, it's a lot. So I was able to, on the weekends and stuff, I would still come back to this house here. I was always here at this house because most time if he was sick at daycare, I would take days off and I would come down to this house. And then I would drive back and forth. So I was taking care of stuff at this house. I was between here and my mom's house, daycare. So I was, man, but it was an eye opener because you when you think about single mothers, there was a lot of single mothers who were going to that daycare center that were getting vouchers, who were only paying $30 or $50 a week. And that was the reason why the lady who owned the daycare center at the time, she told me she knew that because I was paying full price, If I came in some weeks and I told her, hey, I'll double it if I have to week after next because I have other bills to take care of. And she would always shake her head. She was like, oh, she said, I'm working with you. She said, because you're the only person who was paying full price. I was only single father. Really? Yeah. I'll be the only father showing up at the daycare center full, by myself sometimes. Actually, most of the time. I didn't see any single other fathers up there. No other single fathers up there. So, like I say, man. But he's 12. My son is 12 now. And it costs, man, shoot. I spend over $1,100, $1,200 a month now on him. Because we still have other bills, clothes. He likes toys, electronics. So I make sure he has everything we got to eat, pay what bills we have, little bills we have. In the car that I had, they won't. I had started putting 2 miles on the cars I had. So I decided I wasn't gonna keep spending money in cars. I won't keep buying people will sell you their problems. So I run my air conditioning heat business. The most important people who know me, they know how to get in contact with me. That way I'm not gonna have nobody trying to ruin my business reputation or try to sabotage. Cause see, like I say, man, the air conditioning heat equipment that I sell, Lennox does not sell to the direct public. So I'm very strategic. I'm very strict on who I even do business with because I don't want to put my name out there and then somebody try to give me a bad reputation. No, no. So I have, like I say, 2 or 3 of my classmates from way back in the day. And one of my classmates, her family owns 73 properties. And she might reach out to me. I might do 3 or 4, sometimes 5 jobs for them, get the equipment and materials for them a year, but they pay me. People will never know my true value. And I have to sit still. I take that money, I sit still, and I put back into my son's life to make sure he knows that he's got a very involved father. I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna post this one for today. I'm gonna relax, get ready to go cook some breakfast. I encourage you, get into your word. Feed your spirit, feed your natural. Y'all be blessed, be encouraged.